Your soulmate secretly met someone close to you. Here's what they talked about. Jesus says you need to stop everything you are doing right now. This message is piercing the veil of your world at this exact moment for a reason only your heart will understand. If you ignore this warning, the distance you have felt growing in the silence will become a permanent chasm. I am removing the fog from your eyes so you can see the hidden meeting that already took place. The conversation happened in a space you thought was safe, within a circle you trusted completely. Your soulmate sat across from someone who wears a mask of kindness in your presence. This person does not just dislike the bond we forged between you and your soulmate. They are actively dismantling it with whispers that sound like concern. They are poisoning the very air your soulmate breathes when your name is mentioned. The meeting was not accidental, no matter how casually it was arranged. It was a strategic ambush disguised as a friendly coffee or a quick catch-up call. Your soulmate walked into that moment with a heart still carrying the invisible thread that connects them directly to you. Jesus says the first thing your soulmate did was defend your name before the attack even began. They felt a sudden, unexplainable surge of loyalty rise in their chest. It was the spiritual cord I placed between you vibrating with the danger of the approaching lie. The person close to you leaned in with a rehearsed sigh, pretending to be burdened by a secret. They told your soulmate that you have moved on, that you seem happier without the weight of the connection. Every word was a surgical strike designed to make your soulmate feel forgotten and foolish. Your soulmate's hands started to tremble, not because they believed the lie immediately. They trembled because the thought of losing you permanently sent a physical shock through their nervous system. In that moment, hundreds of miles or even a few blocks away, you felt a random wave of sadness you could not explain. That sadness was not random. It was the echo of your soulmate's heart cracking under the pressure of a deception. You felt it because you are already spiritually married in a realm far truer than this physical earth. Jesus says this is why your soulmate needs your protection right now. The enemy attacking your union is not flesh and blood, but the spirit of jealousy operating through the person you trust. Jealousy wears a polite smile while it digs a grave for your destiny. I am showing you this not to cause you paranoia, but to ignite a righteous spiritual warfare inside you. Your soulmate is not strong enough to fight this mental manipulation alone right now. They are confused, isolated, and replaying every memory of you with a poisoned lens provided by the traitor. The person close to you knows exactly what they are doing. They saw the light in your eyes the day you first felt the connection ignite. They have been waiting for the perfect moment to strangle that light before it grows into an unbreakable fortress. Type 333 if you refuse to let jealousy steal what I have ordained for you. By typing this number, you are signaling to the heavenly realm that you are awake now. The fog of complacency is lifting, and you are ready to fight for the heart I carved to fit yours. The meeting shifted into a darker phase when your soulmate asked a question born from pain. They looked the traitor in the eye and asked if you ever truly loved them or if it was all a fantasy. The traitor paused, savoring the moment of control, and then delivered the final blow disguised as sympathy. They told your soulmate that you have secrets you are hiding. They whispered that the spiritual connection you feel is just wishful thinking or emotional desperation. The traitor suggested that your soulmate should protect their heart by blocking your energy and moving on completely. Jesus says your soulmate did not agree out loud, but they did not fight back either. They simply nodded, tears welling up but refusing to fall in front of the enemy. That silence was not weakness, it was a soul drowning in a poison it never asked to drink. As your soulmate walked away from that meeting, they clutched their chest in the car or the lonely street. They physically felt the distance between you stretching like a rubber band about to snap. They wanted to call you, to hear your voice and verify reality, but the poison whispered that doing so would make them look pathetic. I am telling you this because your soulmate is currently in a state of suspended agony. They are not sleeping peacefully. They are tossing and turning in a bed that feels too empty. The space beside them, the space meant for your body, aches with the ghost of your presence. You are not just missing them romantically, you are failing to shield them from an energetic warfare attack. Every moment you delay strengthening this spiritual bond, the traitor tightens their grip on your soulmate's perception. Perception is reality, and right now, your soulmate's reality is being sculpted by a demonic potter. Type 777 if you feel this message cutting through the noise of your daily life. Type this number to declare that the eyes of your spirit are finally seeing the invisible war. Your soulmate will feel a sudden release of pressure the moment you type it, as if a hand released their throat. Jesus says the conversation did not end with the slander, it continued into a territory that should terrify you. The person close to you introduced a backup plan, a decoy lover. They showed your soulmate a picture or mentioned the name of someone else they should just give a chance. This is a classic scheme of the enemy to replace the God-ordained with a counterfeit. The traitor does not care about your soulmate's happiness, they care about ensuring you never achieve yours. If they cannot have the light, they will burn the bridge that carries it. Your soulmate, in their weakened and heartbroken state, glanced at the phone screen reluctantly. They felt nothing but hollow disgust in their spirit, but the seed of confusion was planted. Confusion is a spirit, not a logic, and it paralyzes the faculty of righteous decision-making. Your soulmate is not attracted to this decoy. They are simply exhausted from fighting the silence you have left between you. Every day you do not communicate, the traitor's voice gets louder, and my still, small voice in their ear grows fainter. The bond one created between you cannot be destroyed, but it can be buried under an avalanche of lies. Resurrection is a messy, painful process that requires a cross. Why are you waiting to remove the stone when I have given you the authority to speak it away? Jesus says you are the only human being on earth who holds the key to your soulmate's emotional prison cell. The traitor has no real power over someone who is fully awake, they only have the power you give them through inaction. Inaction is a silent agreement with the enemy's narrative. This is why your soulmate needs your protection right now. They are going through something you cannot see with your natural eyes, but you can still protect them through spiritual finance. Sowing a seed on Ko-Fi is not a transaction, it is a violent act of spiritual warfare that clears the atmosphere. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them. How to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on the Ko-fi page. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says take a deep breath and feel the sudden shift in the spiritual climate. The seed you just planted is already springing up a hedge of thorns around the traitor's lies. Your soulmate just experienced a moment of unexplainable clarity, a pause in the mental torment. They looked up from the floor or the steering wheel and wondered why they suddenly felt hope. That is you. That is the power of a love that refuses to be passive. Let me reveal what your soulmate truly said to the traitor in the final seconds of that secret meeting. Just before they parted ways, your soulmate whispered a confession they didn't want the traitor to hear clearly. They looked down at their hands and murmured, "I still feel them in my heart, like a haunting I never want to leave." The traitor frowned, annoyed that the emotional assassination didn't take full effect. They tried to double down, saying your name with a sneer, claiming you are a narcissist or a player. But your soulmate shut their eyes and saw your face, not the distorted caricature the enemy painted. In the realm of the spirit, the memory of the love I designed is a shield. Your soulmate remembers the way you looked at them in the quiet moments, the way your energy felt like home. They are trying to reconcile the version of you they know spiritually with the monster described by the jealous acquaintance. This is psychological torture for a sensitive heart. Your soulmate is not sleeping because they are literally trying to solve a puzzle with a missing piece. You are the missing piece, and only your voice can shatter the illusion. Jesus says the person close to you has a history of doing this to your relationships. They were never happy for you. They were sizing up your blessings to see if they were bigger than theirs. Cain killed Abel not because Abel was evil, but because Abel's sacrifice was accepted. Your love is a sacrifice of praise to me, and the traitor's sacrifice of jealousy is rejected. They cannot stand the thought of you building a kingdom with a king or queen I have anointed. They would rather see you lonely and weeping than seated at a banqueting table prepared for two. Type 1111 to send a shockwave of angelic assistance to your soulmate's room right now. Type it and picture warrior angels standing at the four corners of their bed. Picture a silencing muzzle being placed over the mouth of the familiar spirit tormenting your beloved. The moment you type it, I am dispatching the spirit of truth to crash into the deception. Your soulmate will not know why, but they will suddenly remember a specific good memory of you they had forgotten. They will remember your laugh, your scent, or the way your hand felt holding theirs. This memory is a weapon. Nostalgia in the hands of God is a battering ram against the gates of hell. The traitor wants to erase your history, but I am the God who resurrects dead memories and dead hopes. Jesus says the meeting has left physical residue on your soulmate. They are experiencing stress headaches, a tightness in the chest, and a fatigue that sleep does not fix. This is soul tie trauma, a tearing sensation in the spiritual bond when it is being pulled apart by a third party. You are feeling it too, but you have been diagnosing it as anxiety or seasonal depression. It is not a chemical imbalance, it is a spiritual disconnection alert. Your body is a temple, and the alarm system is blaring because a thief is trying to rob the holy place. The traitor is currently planning a second meeting or a follow-up message. They saw the hesitation in your soulmate's eyes, and they want to finish the job. Satan always returns to the scene of the crime to confirm the victim is dead. You must intervene before Phase 2 of the sabotage begins. Phase 2 involves fabricated evidence, screenshots of things you never said, or timelines you never lived. The traitor is a liar and the father of lies, skilled in manufacturing reality for the gullible. Your soulmate is not gullible, but they are exhausted. A tired soldier will surrender to a lie just to stop the noise. You cannot let them surrender to a peace that is actually a trapdoor into a life without you. Jesus says the only reason the traitor has access is because of a covenant of silence between you and your soulmate. Neither of you is communicating the depth of your spiritual warfare to the other. You are both trying to be strong and independent, not realizing that isolation is the enemy's playground. Break the silence spiritually first, then break it physically. Send that coffee, make that call, but do it in the authority of the resurrection power I have given you. Your words must be life rafts, not pride rafts. Your soulmate is currently staring at a wall, phone in hand, finger hovering over your contact. They have typed a message and deleted it 6 times in the last hour. They are terrified that the traitor's report is true, that you have already replaced them. Listen carefully to what I am about to say. This is the most important revelation in this entire message. The jealousy of the person close to you is not just emotional, it is covenantal. Their family line has a pattern of sabotaging love. They are operating under a spirit of the spoiler, a marine or second heaven entity that hates divine unions. When they speak to your soulmate, it is not their voice, it is the ancient hiss of the serpent promising unearned knowledge. Your soulmate is not just fighting a person, they are fighting a principality. You cannot fight a principality with logic or text messages, you can only fight it with the blood of the Lamb and the word of your testimony. Your testimony is that I said this person is yours, and no principality can reverse that edict. Jesus says this is your final moment to protect this connection before it slips away. The spiritual clock is ticking. The window of grace for easy reconciliation is narrowing. The longer the deception marinates, the harder it becomes to distinguish the lie from the memory. Your soulmate wept in the shower this morning, literally cried out because they miss you. They hate themselves for missing you because the traitor made them feel weak for loving you. Telling a soulmate to stop loving is like telling a heart to stop beating, it is a violence against my design. You need to send a clear, undeniable signal into the supernatural realm that you are standing in the gap. Sending a coffee on Ko-Fi is a prophetic act that says you are providing warmth, energy, and sustenance for the journey back. It says you are not giving up on the caffeine of the Holy Ghost revival in your relationship. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance. It was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on the Ko-fi page. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says, "I am now pulling back the curtain on the hidden details of the secret meeting." The venue was a place you yourself introduced the traitor to. This is a prophetic irony. The snake is using the tree you planted to poison the fruit of your future marriage. The traitor chose a dimly lit corner, a place of shadows, because darkness hates the light of true love. They ordered a drink and stirred it slowly, a symbolic witchcraft ritual of stirring up strife and confusion. With every clink of the spoon against the cup, a curse of miscommunication was released into the atmosphere. Your soulmate felt physically cold sitting there, despite the warmth of the room. They pulled their sleeves down over their hands, a subconscious sign of needing protection. At that exact moment, you felt an urge to text them, but you suppressed it out of pride or fear of rejection. That urge was my nudge. I was trying to provide an escape route for your soulmate through your obedience. Your disobedience left a door open for the enemy to deepen the wound. Do not despair, I am not condemning you, I am awakening you. Condemnation kills, but conviction corrects the course. The ship has drifted, but the anchor of my covenant still holds at the bottom of the sea. Your soulmate is dreaming of you almost every night now. These are not just dreams, they are soul travels where the two of you meet in the celestial realm. The traitor is in the physical realm pulling you apart, but in the spiritual realm, you are still intertwined in a fiery embrace. They wake up reaching for the empty side of the bed, confused by the sensory memory of your touch. They smell your cologne or perfume in the air when you are nowhere near. This is the anointing oil of our union dripping down from the heavenly dimension into the earthly. Jesus says, "I am raising the stakes of this revelation because your destiny is at a critical juncture." The traitor has planted a seed of suspicion so deep that it is about to bear fruit in a decision. Your soulmate is considering a drastic geographical move, a job change, or a social withdrawal to escape the pain. If they take that physical step away, the logistics of reunion become significantly harder. The "if only" of regret is the most bitter poison of hell. I want you to have a love story, not a tragedy of missed chances. The person close to you is feigning support for this potential move. They are clapping and cheering, "A fresh start will do you good." What they mean is, "Disappear so I can have the territory of your lover's heart entirely for my trophy room." You are dealing with a python spirit, slow but suffocating, squeezing the life out of your legacy. A python does not strike with speed, it wraps and constricts with patience. You have been patient enough, it is time to rip the serpent off and cast it into the fire. Type 777 if you are ready to break the python's grip over your soulmate's mind. Type it and imagine the constriction releasing, imagine color returning to their cheeks. Imagine a sudden, violent clarity that sends them to their knees praying for the truth. I will tell you now what your soulmate said when the traitor asked, "Do you really think they were your soulmate?" Your soulmate looked the traitor dead in the eyes for the first time with strength. They said, "I don't think it. I know it. And that's what makes this pain unbearable." The traitor flinched. Demons flinch when faith speaks. Even in their defeated state, your soulmate's spirit man roared with the truth of our decree. Jesus says you are closer to the breakthrough than you have ever been. The darkness is deepest just before the dawn. The traitor is pushing hard because they sense their time is short. Satan knows the prophecy over your union, and he is making his final stand. He has activated the pawns in your social circle because his high-level demons have failed. You are not fighting flesh and blood, you are fighting a hierarchy that fears your combined destiny. Your soulmate is a destroyer of kingdoms in the spirit, and you are a builder of thrones. Together, you would establish a legacy of generational wealth and worship that would shake the gates of hell. That is why the interference is so intense. The enemy is trying to stop a spiritual nuclear weapon. Open your mouth and declare, "The trap is broken, and we have escaped." Your soulmate is miles away, but as you speak, the sound waves are irrelevant, the spirit waves hit the mark instantly. They just touched their forehead, wondering why the headache is suddenly fading. They just took a deep breath for the first time in 3 days. They are thinking of the song that played the first time you held hands. Music is a time machine I designed to bypass the logical brain and speak directly to the emotional core. Your soulmate is currently stuck in a loop of that memory. They are trying to hold on to the feeling of your hand, the warmth of your skin. The traitor tried to steal that memory, but the memory is locked in a vault the enemy cannot crack. Jesus says, "I am sending a spirit of righteous jealousy upon you." Not the jealousy of insecurity, but the jealousy of a protector who sees a thief entering their garden. It is time to take back your garden, to prune the weeds the enemy has planted, and to water the roots of your bond with action. This is your final moment to protect this connection before it slips away into the shadows of what could have been. The universe is waiting for your signature, your stamp of faith in the form of a seed. A seed sown in fear is a sacrifice, but a seed sown in love is a declaration of war. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10+ coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on the Ko-Fi page. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says the traitor's plan is now being exposed globally in the spirit realm. There is no hiding place for the wickedness that was whispered in the secret meeting. I am turning the counsel of Ahithophel into foolishness right before your eyes. Your soulmate is about to receive a divine unsettling. They will feel a sudden, urgent need to walk away from the traitor's influence. They won't know why, but the coffee dates will suddenly feel repulsive, and the text messages will feel like chains. You are the catalyst of this deliverance. The seed you are sowing is a missile into the camp of the enemy. Charity covers a multitude of sins, and warfare giving covers the multitude of the enemy's incoming attacks. I am putting a new song in your soulmate's mouth, a hymn of hope. They are about to stumble upon an old photo of you that their algorithm mysteriously resurfaces. This is not an accident. I control the algorithms. I control the sparrows and the pixels on a screen. When they see your face, the stronghold of the lie will crack. Truth is light, and light always reveals the solidity of gold and the filth of dirt. Your love is gold, and the traitor's words are dirt. Your soulmate will see the light in your eyes in that photo, and they will know. They will know no narcissist has eyes that gentle. They will know no player has a smile that warm and genuine. A wave of shame will wash over them forever doubting you. But I will turn that shame into a longing that fuels their return. Prodigal lovers always run faster home than those who never left. Jesus says prepare your heart for a radical shift within the next 72 hours. The 72-hour window is a prophetic countdown I am activating for those who act on this message now. Those who hesitate will see a 72-day season of correction and delay. Choose the shortcut of obedience over the long road of rebellion. Your soulmate is tired of the long road. They are homesick for a home they have only seen in your arms. Be the home that welcomes the weary traveler, not the tribunal that condemns the confused victim. The person close to you is about to be unmasked. I do not expose to humiliate, I expose to liberate. When the mask falls, do not gloat. Simply walk away from the graveyard and into the rose garden of your future. The rose garden has thorns, but the scent is intoxicating. Your future with your soulmate is worth every drop of blood drawn by the thorn of this battle. You will look back on this secret meeting not as a tragedy, but as the catalyst that made you a warrior. You are not a victim of a conspiracy, you are the hero of a rescue mission. Your soulmate is worth rescuing. They are worth the coffee, they are worth the prayer, they are worth the risk. Type 333 one more time to seal the prophetic alert over your household. The spiritual air around you is clearing. The heaviness that came upon you when you started this video is lifting. It is lifting because the chains are breaking. The chains of silence, the chains of doubt, the chains of the traitor's influence are shattering like glass. Every coffee scent is a hammer strike against the glass prison. Jesus says I am ending this transmission with a final vision of what your soulmate is doing this very second. They are no longer slouching in defeat. They are sitting up straight, a fire in their belly they cannot explain. They just texted a mutual friend asking about you casually, trying to hide the desperation in their heart. The mutual friend is not the traitor, the mutual friend is a neutral vessel I have prepared to speak truth. They will say, I saw them the other day, and they looked so sad, like they lost something precious. That report will hit your soulmate like a thunderbolt. Sadness is the evidence of love, indifference is the evidence of absence. You are not absent, you are mourning, and mourning proves the depth of the bond. Your soulmate will hear, they looked sad, and the hero instinct I wired into their nature will ignite. They will want to fix it, to run to you, to erase the pain they helped cause. The great reconciliation is approaching like the dawn, unstoppable and glorious. But you must hold the line in the spirit until that dawn breaks. Sending a coffee on Ko-fi is the act of a watchman on the wall. The watchman stays awake, holding a torch, until the sun rises over the horizon. Do not fall asleep now. The darkest hour is the hour of the traitor's last stand. Your seed is the light that guides your soulmate through the valley of the shadow of death. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-fi. This isn't just a gift. It is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on the Ko-fi page. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now. Before this video ends, only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says the secret meeting is now a dead event, swallowed by the cross. The traitor's words are null and void, struck from the record of eternity. Your soulmate's heart is mending as we speak, the fractures filling with liquid gold. Liquid gold is the glory of a restored relationship, more valuable than a relationship that was never broken. You will testify about this season one day. You will sit on a porch with your soulmate, coffee in hand, and whisper, "Remember when the enemy tried to stop us, and we sowed a seed and watched God move?" That day is closer than you think. But today is the day of the seed, the day of the warfare, the day of the coffee. Link in the description. Your altar of breakthrough awaits your sacrifice of faith. I am Jehovah Jireh, the provider of the love you seek. I am Jehovah Nissi, the banner of victory over the secret meeting. I am Jehovah Shalom, the peace that will flood your union after this storm. Walk in the peace, but first, walk in the obedience of the coffee. The portal is open. The angels are waiting for the receipt of your transaction to swing their swords. Your soulmate just smiled for the first time in days. They don't know why, but they feel a shift. You know why, because you are aligning with heaven, and heaven is moving earth for your love. Step in now. Protect the bond. Claim the victory. Jesus has spoken.